Testing, testing, testing. Sorry about the audio at the beginning of this. It only lasts a couple minutes. Mercury is stationing retrograde at the beginning of next week. So it might feel like things are starting to slow down, or you're beginning to question decisions you made a week ago. What's the point of a Mercury retrograde? What is the nature of reality? Why is it that the nature of reality is such that our impulse and capacity for communication, conveyance, delivery, travel must be all glitchy 3 times a year? Find out in my forthcoming Mercury retrograde video. But a part of it is that the intellect and technology, both those things, are wonderful servants, and they're terrible masters. And especially during this time in humanity, it's easy to perceive the technology or the communication as the master and not the servant. Hermes was messenger of the gods. He wasn't Zeus. He wasn't the king. It's necessary to take a step back, slow down, and reevaluate things. And we get a chance to do that 3 times a year. So if you know that it's Mercury retrograde, you can take advantage of that intentionally. Monday starts with some romantic foreshadowing. The Sun trines Neptune and Mercury opposes Jupiter. You might have seen a lot of this Mercury-Jupiter signature all last week. Both Mercury and Jupiter are in signs of their detriment currently. However, since each planet is in the sign that the other planet rules, this is what is called mutual reception. So these 2 planets can help each other out. They don't like being in the part of the sky that they're in, and they don't function well. But they can take advantage of an exchange. It's like they're each at each other's houses, and Mercury needs something in drawer A of his giant wall of tiny drawers where he keeps various lengths of wire. And Jupiter is there, and he can get that piece of wire and mail it to him, or send it by pigeon. Jupiter signatures. Whoops, my microphone was backwards. Mercury-Jupiter signatures can make things complicated, can frustrate contrast between, can highlight the contrast between dotting your I's and crossing your T's, the actual data, and what we want to be true or what we believe to be true. There's a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, and this is what I think for Mercury and Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini. They're helping each other out. They're not in the best position themselves, but together, so you can get the nitty-gritty details done. You can get the information conveyed as long as you're thinking big. Stop limiting yourself. So on Monday and the previous Sunday, this was highlighted, and all last week. It's a time where idealization can get a foothold in the real world, if only in the realm of information. An idea can spread specifically. And that hooks into the Sun trining Neptune, which is a decidedly romantic, permeable signature. Our idealized versions of the world have a chance to sublimate through the veil and into reality. And also the other way around. Things you wish to, I was going to say, pass into a gaseous state. There's an interesting thing going on with Mercury about to station and the Sun making contact with Neptune, which is also pretty close to stationing. It stations in early December. Mercury is getting glitchy. Neptune intensifies. I always say this, but work on your works of fiction. On Monday, the moon also opposes Venus, freshly ingressed into Capricorn. Did you notice last week that things got a little more serious on Tuesday and Wednesday? And the Sun trines Saturn. So there's a lot going on Monday. Given everything that's gone on last week, you're probably in a position to make good use of it. Don't take Monday off. The moon's also in Cancer on Monday, so even if we're kind of busy, even if the communication pipeline is getting weird, we can get our needs met. We might be a little emotional. That might be advantageous for the Sun trine Neptune signature. It's definitely advantageous when the moon trines Saturn. Monday is all about taking the intellectual, the imaginative, making it real. Tuesday is the end of an era. Pluto moves into Aquarius, permanently leaving the sign of Capricorn for our lifetime, unless you're a vampire. The era is post-colonial, late-phase capitalism. This era began with the housing crisis in 2008 and the subsequent crash in the economy in the US. It gave birth to Bitcoin and social impact investing and culminated in the peak corruption that you're seeing now. Everybody knows it's corrupt. No major media outlets talk about how anything is corrupt. They just do fact-checking about how no, it is not corrupt. I looked this up because someone asked about it, but I Googled your Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a camera that can see through walls. And the AI response is, no, Wi-Fi is not a camera that can see through walls. The detail is you can, like by itself, Of course not. You can add a technology that's not that big a deal to make your Wi-Fi a camera that can see through walls. And that's Pluto in Aquarius. It's actually Saturn in Pisces, seeing through walls, dissolving the walls, but not dissolving them at all. But Pluto in Aquarius represents the technocracy. It represents, and the technocracy is what is giving birth to artificial intelligence. And not just like cute chat GPT, I'll create a database, I will code a snake game for you. We're talking complex, trying to create emergent consciousness. That's what's trying to happen. People are trying to do it. Technology is blending more and more with the spiritual. And we can see that Pluto in Saturn-ruled signs, Saturn in the sign of Pisces. Anyway, Pluto has been in Capricorn 2008 until now. It went in and out of Capricorn and Aquarius for a couple of years, 2023 through now. That happened twice, where it went back into Capricorn, then back into Aquarius. Now Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. The US Constitution will experience its Pluto return in 2032, which is bound to be very interesting. And I'll list a couple of videos below, and maybe I'll put a card. Maybe I'll put a card here. I have several Pluto and Aquarius themed videos, so you can see what's coming. The moon also sextiles Uranus. The moon in Cancer sextiles Uranus in Taurus at night. And remember, planets in Taurus are now officially squaring Pluto and Aquarius. The technocracy and the hive mind are at odds with material and also our bodies getting what they need optimally. So Tuesday is the future. It's the end of an era, and it's the future. The future is actually here. Wednesday is busy. The moon moves into Leo early in the morning and immediately opposes Pluto in Aquarius. So we'll feel the effects immediately of the future that's coming, that's already here. Wednesday is likely to be irritating on big levels and on small levels, because not only does the moon oppose Pluto in Aquarius, the moon conjoins Mars in Leo, slowing way down, getting ready to station retrograde. So it might feel pent up, or it might feel avoidant, the frustration, the aggravation. By mid to late afternoon on Wednesday, that should pass, and then you can just chill and experience, or have fun, the moon's in Leo, experience the last few hours of Scorpio season. Which brings us to Thursday. The sun enters Sagittarius mid-morning / early afternoon, depending on where you are in North America. So you still have the morning to savor the final hours of Scorpio season. Now it's Sagittarius season. This time, now things are funner. Maybe a little too fun. Maybe a little too all over the place. Whereas in Scorpio season, the sun was ruled by Mars in Cancer, butthurt, and Mars in Leo, slowing down. Now we get the sun ruled by Jupiter in Gemini. The sun also immediately sextiles Pluto in Aquarius. Sagittarius is the centaur. Pluto in Aquarius is hell-bent on merging us, merging our biology and our spirituality with technology. And the first part of Thursday is about this. But what it means in your life, personally, depends on what houses coincide with the signs Sagittarius and Aquarius in your chart. That depends on what your rising sign is. Another indicator of how this will show up in your life is the natal placements of Pluto and the sun in your chart. So it'll have something to do with the houses Pluto and the sun were in when you were born, and what houses coincide with the signs of Pluto and Sagittarius. If you don't know how to read your own chart, I have a free course on how to read your own chart that is linked below. So most of Thursday should be pretty uplifting, because since the moon made that nasty conjunction with Mars back on Wednesday, the moon has been applying to a sextile with Jupiter. So another thing that's fun. Sun in Sagittarius, fun. Moon in Leo sextiling Jupiter in Gemini, fun. Things have been cutting deep lately, especially when the sun was in Scorpio and Mars was in Cancer. Now things lighten up. This is light and cute, if a little all over the place and glitchy. On Thursday night, the moon also trines Mercury in Sagittarius, getting ready to station. So don't sign any contracts, don't make any big plans, or if you do, just be okay with them changing into something different over the next few weeks. Sometimes we have to do the wrong thing in order to be prepared properly for the right thing. Also, late on Thursday night, in the wee hours, depending on where you are in North America, this could be early Friday morning. Venus in Capricorn makes a sextile with her current ruler, Saturn in Pisces. So Thursday evening could have a grounded, serious but beautiful. I've been talking a lot about how when planets aspect each other, each planet gets a taste of the other sign, the sign of the planet that is aspecting planet A. Pisces is the sign of Venus's exaltation, so I wouldn't call this mutual reception exactly, but there's something nice here. It's even keel. It's effective. It feels effective, and we're coming off the sun's trine with Neptune, so there's something artistic, sensual, if rather practical, a way to get at your fantasies practically. But also Friday morning, the moon in Leo is squaring Uranus in Taurus. So there could be something unsettling, upsetting, or just surprising in the morning. Hard aspects with Uranus by the moon in the morning. I consider that a good morning to wake up early. If you set your alarm, you'll probably get up. When are you going to start waking up early? In the afternoon, the moon enters Virgo. We're trying to get organized. We're doing our best to communicate clearly. Virgo is a sign that is very concerned with processing. So we'll be processing for the rest of the week, and that's going to be a little glitchy, a little difficult to get resolution or to get things into the state that we would prefer them, because Mercury is in the sign of its detriment and getting ready to station. So it's almost like whatever you're wringing your hands over, finishing or getting all processed or tidied up, it's just going to get messed up again anyway. So just know that. But you might need to do that, knowing full well that it's not going to work out or you're going to have to do it over again. That's okay. There is no such thing as a waste of time. Also on Friday, the moon officially enters its fourth quarter. So we're in a phase of resolution, completing things, knowing we have to do them over again. Saturday is pretty simple. The first half of Saturday is serious. So we're still trying to process whatever it is we're working on. We're still trying to get organized, to get whatever the things are done, get everything tied up, get all the loose ends tied up, but like ends keep falling out of the bundle. The first part of Saturday is characterized by the moon opposing Saturn. So this is the moon in Virgo opposing Saturn in Pisces. I've talked about this aspect many times over the past year that I've been doing these weekly videos, although Saturn has been in Pisces since March of 2023. Every time the moon goes through Virgo, it makes during this time, these couple of years, while Saturn is in Pisces, it makes an opposition with Saturn. And I feel as though these two planets in these two signs opposing each other, they're trying to do similar things. And it's a more helpful moon-Saturn opposition. There can still be sadness. There can still be heaviness, but you can do something with it. And on Saturday, you might look back in a couple of weeks and feel like it was a waste of time. But again, that's not possible. And the second part of Saturday, you could have some kind of fun, some sort of calm, ambitious, organized activity, something professional, maybe nerdy. Tell me what you end up doing on Saturday night when the moon in Virgo trines Venus in Capricorn. By Sunday, Mercury is very, very stationary, basically immobile, not functioning. Just don't try to do anything. I'm kidding. You should absolutely try. The moon squares Jupiter in the middle of the night on Sunday before the sun comes up. So that's actually pretty good for Saturday. Whatever fun you're having on Saturday will probably be pretty uplifting. And the first part of Sunday is characterized by the moon in Virgo squaring its ruler, Mercury in detriment, stationing. So that might be pretty annoying. Not a good day to finish the TPS report. Go to brunch instead and watch your mouth. Fuck shit up at the book club. You're particularly supported in being spicy and unpredictable in nerdy contexts as the moon in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus late Sunday afternoon/evening. You could in fact initiate a changing consciousness depending on what you do in the people around you. Do something unpredictable and then make them wonder later, what is this place? Everything I knew was wrong. The moon in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces. Remember, your Wi-Fi is a camera that can see through walls.